What's going on, y'all? Greg said it. Back with another one about these Colorado buffs. It's the off season. We got a lot of people kind of tuning in from a distance. You know, once everything gets going, well off is pumping it out, Reach the People is pumping it out, and I think, you know, more eyeballs are going to be on it. It's still a little activity going on, especially with some of the transfers, people still visiting. We got a new D lineman possibly visiting from Arizona State, who has ties with the Truth program back in the day that will help with the depth. Pretty solid. It's a lot of good things going on. We got some players that ain't quite came yet because they're still at their old schools, but at the same time, we have a lot of activity. A lot of the players are starting to slowly be released to participate in activities. Some of them haven't. So some of the guys we're kind of looking for that may haven't quite, you know, met whatever they need to. But from what we're seeing, there's a lot of positivity. You could probably say, oh, that's just well off how they film it. They choose what they film. They film certain people. People complain. It's the same people on there. Some different faces. You know, like any movie, you have characters, you know, main characters. You got the minor characters. It is what it is. So certain people are going to get a little more eyeballs. Just they're producing the entertainment factor, I guess. And yeah, you have key players like Travis Hunter. You know, people want to see that. They want to see him. But I like what I'm seeing. Coach Prime typically does things like he did. He had the Naval SEALs come in this year, and you know, he usually brings different branches in. That's really not abnormal for some college teams and even NFL teams, that collaboration with the armed forces. But the beauty about it definitely fits for Colorado. It's good to have a fresh perspective from people outside your program, your coaches, and it's just good with a different perspective other than sports, especially when it comes to teamwork. And that's really what I said in the beginning of the year. People asked me, do you really pay attention? I said, the one thing that could get them is gelling. I know about that. And, you know, when you play sports, you know, the chemistry and gelling, it's a big part. It's a big part of any relationship. It's a big part of an intimate relationship. It's a big part of a business relationship, professional or employment relationship. And it's definitely a big part in sports, because sports is really about testing your commitment, your loyalty, your trust in the person next to you, especially team sports. Individual sports, a little different. Individual hybrid team sports like baseball, you're the only person at the plate, you know, against 9 other guys, you know, that's different. Wrestling, this individual sport, but you're on the team. But football is like you line up next to another man. If he don't do his job, he can hurt you. If the guy next to you misses his block, he can make you look bad. If you're in coverage and the guy doesn't, you know, cover the flats or help you over top, he can make you look bad. He can hurt you. Your quarterback and your center or your lineman not blocking, they can hurt you. Same thing with running backs. So it's a very dependent sport because it's so physical. And being that it is physical, it can hurt you if somebody don't do their job, more so than a lot of other sports, especially physical sports, because other physical sports is mostly you. Wrestling is you, boxing is you, you know, MMA is you. So football is one of those interesting combinations. I like what Coach Hart say, football is not a contact sport, it's a collision sport. I get that. I've never really heard that. He loved that saying. It makes sense. It is collision. It's like a bunch of car accidents over and over. And it does have an impact on people's body over time, especially as they age. You get injuries, you break stuff. It's not normal. Even though you have pads on, you know, you get hit the wrong way, or you like, see, these guys now don't like to wear no pads. They put on the thinnest shoulder pads. They get smaller and smaller. They don't want to wear thigh pads. They don't wear hip pads and butt pads no more. They don't have knee pads on. So, you know, guy running full speed at you with a helmet and he hit you in your knee or your thigh, that hurt. And it can hurt you. So football is definitely a collision sport. It has its reward as far as the players and the fans, but it is a dangerous sport. We see it more and more. People, you know, break stuff, hurt the spine, concussions, All that stuff come with that collision sport. Neck, back, arms, feet, leg, ankles. Now and later, it can have an impact on you. I noticed that a lot of guys who played in the pros, you look at their fingers, like look at Coach Prime fingers, look at Andre Rosin fingers. Their fingers going all kinds of different ways. And these DBs and receivers, they don't broke all their fingers. You know, you look at the guys, they got their knees are bad, their hips are bad, have to have knee and hip placement. You think about all that grinding you're doing on it and all the weight and you put on it, cartilage and things like that starts to wear out quicker than normal, tear stuff, surgeries. Football is tough. I really wasn't planning on going there. But when you in that type of brutal sport, it's very militant. It's very aggressive. And it does assimilate a war type environment because anytime you go to war, you cannot make it. You can get injured pretty badly. So the mindset is very similar, which makes sense when you compare it to an Army, a Navy, Marines, the Air Force, the different people, even the Texas Rangers. Their workouts is conducive to the rigor of their job, but it also is conducive to the mindset you got to have to make it through the rigors of the job. So cross training, to say the least, is a good thing because a lot of the things that they did lack was that mental component that go along with this collision sport. It also lacked the team building component of that. Like in war, you don't, like you say, carry the guy over your shoulder. He's been wounded. You pick him up and carry him like a fireman carry. A lot of their drills incorporate that because that happens. But it may not happen in football because they have staff, they have trainers, people, and you might have to help you out to play the field every now and then. But that mindset of not leaving my brother behind goes a long way because when you're tired, when you hurt, it's easy to not think about the other person. It's easy to get into yourself. But if you train to, and when things get rough, to keep the main thing as a unit, as a team, you're still thinking as a team. You don't let those things make you quit or, lose your focus. You still maintain your assignment, maintain your role. All of these things are important on the football field, which is unique. It's not necessarily compatible to what you experience on the baseball field or on the basketball field. Maybe close to hockey a little bit, but not really. It's unique to football. And I really like what they did with that because the most important thing, they got all this talent this year at Colorado, but the biggest thing is what everybody see and what I saw last year. But it's clear this year after you've seen what happened last year and you kind of doing a similar thing, bringing in a lot of key players that wasn't there. You got to quickly mold them as a team. You got to quickly have them spend time together, trust each other, know each other's strengths, know each other's weaknesses, know their likes, know their dislikes, like each other, want to see each other succeed. Don't settle for just, watching your guy get done in and it doesn't bother you. Having a connection with your teammates is important. It just is. The teams who are closer and respect each other the most play better when it comes to sports, in any sport. It's just one of those factors. Unity and understanding each other and spending time with each other is a big advantage. So them doing these type of drills, simulated situations, it's a good bonding time. It's a good thing to experience together. The more experiences they have together, I don't care if they go hike a mountain and pitch a tent, the more they do together, the more it's like the more strenuous or the more challenging situations you experience together, you get to see each other under stress and you get to see you overcome things together. The more you go through that, the better you know a person. Because you think you know a person, you really don't. A lot of times because you just had it easy. You never went through nothing with them to see that other side of them. And see, that now y'all making me get into some inspirational, motivational Sunday type stuff. And it's not, it's thirsty. But, it is what it is. At the end of the day, it's a beautiful thing to be a team, a real team, operate and function as a team, because that's the only way you're going to make it to be a championship quality team. Because you got to look at other teams got talent too, and they got to go through the same process. And who do it to the fullest or do it better, usually gonna have the better results. They don't even have to always be the most talented team or have the best coach. They just play very well together. And if they continue to do that at Colorado, that could be the best thing to happen for them. Keep team building, keep, spending time with each other and be a team. And we should see great things this coming season, 2024. And with that, I'm Greg. Greg said it. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to y'all soon.